Hmm. Well, speaking of shameless opportunists, here's how AOC greeted the interview with Matt Taibbi, where she basically took it as because again, Mehdi claimed that he caught Matt in a bunch of errors that in fact were in reality minor errors, and in another case, not even an error at all. AOC took the occasion to basically say that Matt's reporting should be canceled. So here she says, if you can read this, this also implicates House Republicans as well, who launched an entire oversight hearing and investigation based on these errors. Did House Oversight not fact check or double verify any of these claims or read the reports cited before wasting tons of public time and dollars on it? So basically, House Republicans held a committee where Matt Taibbi was a witness, and they talked about in it the abuses of the intelligence community as revealed in the Twitter files. And by the way, Matt, as we played the clip when we covered this, Matt didn't just talk about right-wing voices being silenced. He also talked about left-wing voices like Consortium News and Telesur being silenced. And so now AOC is saying that these minor errors, like about an acronym and a date that Mehdi got mad on, that somehow discredits the entire enterprise. She says this implicates House Republicans as well. By association, then she means that Matt Taibbi's reporting is implicated as well, and it shouldn't be taken seriously. So that's how AOC is responding to this.
Yeah, I mean, which is a de facto endorsement of state censorship of dissenting opinions on social media.
Yes,
that's what this is about. She's just staking out her position here, that she's on the side of the Democratic establishment and the intelligence apparatus that created this whole censorship industrial complex. And in the past, real progressives like Danny Schechter, Robert McChesney, they were advocating media reform. They were and representing a similar constituency as AOC, which meant more diversity of voices in media, less consolidation of corporate media organizations, bringing back the fairness doctrine to allow a wider array of opinions, more public support for media, less corporate support, that kind of thing. What AOC has done ever since entering Congress is support this, and it's all been handed to her, support a war on disinformation and ask her own followers to report people who criticize her to Twitter and Facebook, which led to this. I mean, it accused Jimmy Dore of violence for Force the Vote. One person who criticized her, we reported on it at the Gray Zone, had cops show up at his house in the LA area. AOC denied having any role in that, but she is obsessed with controlling social media, and she thinks somehow that the state is her ally in this. Whereas what Taibbi and others who've been reporting the Twitter files have done is show the state's dishonest, sinister hand in censoring truthful information that contravenes the objectives of the political establishment.
Yeah. Reminds me of that Congress member, I forgot his name, Colin Allred or something, who, when Matt appeared before Congress, he lectured Matt about how, the people policing social media are just regular folks teaming up with the CIA to help protect all of us. That's like the fantasy world that these people live in, that really all the censorship is somehow done for our benefit. And it's just regular folks doing it, not spooks who want to cover up, propaganda and crimes that they commit.
Yeah. And as I said, like AOC, she's on a small scale. She does personally what the state was doing around, throughout Russiagate, which the Twitter files exposed. Here's a letter she sent out to her followers, like in 2021. Right-wing operatives with millions of followers on social media are spreading flat-out lies and misleading information about Alexandria. But with your help, we can force Twitter and Facebook to take action and enforce their own rules. And so she asks her followers to report anyone who's spreading quote-unquote disinformation about Alexandria to the censors. So what were they doing and saying? Well, a lot of this had to do with Michael Tracy, who questioned her phony, tearful performance about January 6th, and they were questioning what she actually was doing on January 6th and whether her life was actually in danger. In fact, she had already been evacuated through the tunnels out of the Capitol and was in a secure location when she did this performance about how she heard a voice at her door and someone said, "Is she in there? Is she in there?" But it wasn't even a right-wing rioter. It was a Capitol police officer there to protect her. So people started questioning her. And then she asks her followers to report them all to the censors, to the principal. And what Taibbi's doing, he's taking the principal away. He's exposing the principal as a dishonest broker. So she can't have that. She's a little snitch who appeals to authority to advance her goals and protect herself from legitimate criticism over the deceptions that she deploys. Yeah. So, this is a war on journalism. It's a war on real journalism by phony opportunists like Mehdi Hasan and snitches, little teachers' pets like AOC. And so we need to stand with the real journalists here who are exposing abuse of state power as journalists should do. That's just classic journalism.
Yeah, and that was a question I think Matt asked Mehdi during the segment. He said, like, are you saying that this reporting is not in the public interest? And I don't think Mehdi answered that question, because anybody who's ever asked that question can't give a straight, who's been trying to insult Matt, can't answer it, because everyone knows that this is in the public interest. How is it not in the public interest to expose that social media companies are censoring facts and censoring accounts at the behest of the national security state and other powerful actors? Like, that is in the public interest. Nobody who can call themselves a journalist can deny that. So you have to come up with all these other ways to try to discredit the reporting that Matt has done, including in this case by focusing on completely trivial matters, such as whether or not Matt got an acronym right. Like, I'll never forget that quote of Mehdi's, like, you literally inserted an A. You inserted an A in brackets. Like,
it's not CISA, it's CSA, which is a non-profit. Although CISA is involved somehow.
Yeah, exactly. CISA is actually. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to, you see AOC and others boosting Mehdi. I would love to ask them just impromptu, just as they turn the corner. Hey, what did Matt Taibbi get wrong? Can you tell me? They wouldn't be able to remember what it was.
Of course. Yeah.
But exactly. She's saying that the entire hearing on the Twitter files was illegitimate because of what Mehdi supposedly exposed.
Yeah.